All right, hey guys, Jason here, and we are back, and we're going to be talking about Rams. 2026, 2025, what should you buy, what should you skip for Ram trucks? There are some that I would buy, there are some that I would not buy in 2026. How are things going to affect things? What's going to happen with the Hemi? Is the Hemi considered first year since it's in with a new architecture? Is the new architecture been redesigned for 2026, or will it help for the Hurricane? What do we know? What do we got going on? What would we buy? So, that's what we're going to cover. First of all, this format content of me doing this while I'm driving, this is a short-lived deal. This is just a temporary thing. It is deer hunting season. I'm traveling a lot and spending a lot of daylight time in a stand right now. I hunt for a living. I have 3 content producing channels here that that's what I do for a living. This truck channel, my hunting channel, my Patreon channel, where all my actual hunting videos go. So this time of year, I am spending a lot of time on the road, and this format allows me for the next month and a half to be able to fill gaps where I couldn't be on the dealership lot. So not every video is this way, not even half of them are, not even a third of them are, but it is a nice little bonus for me to do them like this. So if you don't like it, it is short-lived, short run. It will not be like this all the time. That said, let's take a look and talk about the Rams. So what would I buy? What would I buy in 2026 for a 2026 Ram? Let's just go through the models. Okay, first of all, when it comes to the 1500s, there's very little change for 2026. I know the Hemi's coming back. We'll address that separately, but the Warlock we thought was going to get heated seats and heated steering wheel, and that was peeing down our back and telling us it's raining. We're seeing none of that. Maybe when the Hemis come out, maybe something new will come out with that. I doubt it, but we're not seeing that at all on any of the Warlocks right now. The Warlocks, for all practical purposes, are exactly the same as what they were for 2025. I think you could get the gas tank option in 2025 for the 33-gallon too. I'm pretty sure, maybe not, but there's very little that's changed in 2026. Would I buy a 2026 Warlock? Yes, we'll also talk about let's talk about the warranty for 2026 right now. Let's cover that. So when it comes to the warranty, he's going to back in there, isn't he? Yes, he is. We're going to be stuck here for a minute. Got a guy backing up some, hey, I think he's going to, oh, no, he's going down that way. All right, cool, even better. But when it comes to the warranty, at the time, September 30th, as I'm recording this right now, we are supposed to find out if Ram was actually, this is the last day for their pre-promotional stuff for the 2026 would get a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty if you ordered it and took delivery by today of a 2026 Ram 1500. We don't know if they are going to extend that. As of today, I've not heard anything official. I've heard rumors, but I have not seen anything official, and it has not changed on a window sticker. It's not changed yet on a website that I saw last time I looked. I have not seen anything proving that. Now, we are hoping that Ram is going to, now that this introductory take delivery by today promotion is over, that they are going to come out and basically say that we are going to allow all 2026s to get that 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Hasn't happened yet. We'll see. If that happens, that is a bigger factor. That is something we're taking into consideration on whether I would buy a 1500 Ram for 2026 or if I would aim for a 2025. But like I said, realistically, I'm not seeing much package changes or anything that's exciting me for 2026 is getting me all hot and bothered. They say that the Hemi is coming back again, and we're talking 1500s. We'll talk HD too. The Hemi. Technically speaking, the Hemi is a first-year production. Okay, now technically, the motor's been out for a while, and it's even been in this generation of body before. However, the 2025 has an entirely new wiring architecture through the whole entire thing. People maybe think that that's such a little thing. Do you realize that the wiring harnesses and the wiring stuff is what causes 99% of problems? 90% of problems with trucks today are wiring related issues. Sensors, wiring harness problems, things like that. The wiring architecture and the design of the wiring is by far one of the most important things. And for 2025, it was brand new wiring architecture. Now, that led to a lot of problems for Ram. Fortunately, a lot of minor problems, fixable, problem solved, you know, can get them done. But now you add into the Hemi for 2026, Ram has already said that the Hemi required massive re-engineering of the architecture to be able to get the Hemi to work with the architecture for the new design of this new wiring system. It was a lot of work to get it designed to, because when Tavares kicked that Hemi out, he thought it was gone forever, so they never even thought about it. And so, you know, Kuniskis is the one that brought it back, but it was a lot harder than anticipated. That technically means that the Hemi is a first-year truck. Yes, it is a proven motor. It is a carryover with the e-torque. I understand all that. But it is going into and being connected to a gazillion sensors and wires that have not been tested. We don't know what's going to happen. And simple things as much as if the engine torques too much and starts pulling on wiring harnesses, it'll start snapping wires internally, and then you're chasing wiring issues and electrical engines that are shutting down your vehicle all the time, and it's little crazy stuff like that. Okay, this could very well be a concern that we got to take into concern with the new Hemi. So whether you're buying a Hemi or not, keep in mind, it technically, for all practical purposes, even in a soft way, it is a brand new truck. And it is prone to first-year teething issues. So we shall see what happens with that. Now, maybe Ram will do really good. The teething issues were very minor with the Hurricane, even though the world seems to think the sky is falling and the world collapsed and, oh my God, that Hemi is horrible. And if I hear one more person, man, it eats up thermostats and the catalytic converters are melting plastic, and, you know, we go on and on. Hang on, I'm Steve. There we go. We hear this over and over again. Realistically, the Hurricane has had an incredible rollout, and it's done a fantastic job, and it is proven very well. And the motor has zero issues for all practical purposes. Again, the issues with the 2025 trucks, which happen to have the Hurricane, are wiring related, computer related, all new architecture related. So we take that into consideration as well too. Another thing we got to take into consideration is, will they improve that wiring architecture behind the scenes to solve and mitigate some of those problems without telling us for 2026? We would hope so. We would hope that would be solved. Does that mean that if you buy a 2025 that those issues can be replaced, fixed, repaired? We don't know. There's a lot of variables that come into play. So in the 1500 world, it basically boils down to price for me. If I can get a much better deal on a 2025 1500 Ram, I'm taking it. If I can't, and the deals are pretty close together, I'm obviously going 2026. Hang on, I got another sneeze. Excuse me. And but so that's my attitude for the 1500s. What it boils down to, if the prices are not a pretty decent significant gap and a better deal on 25, I'll go for the 2026. And we already see the 25s are dealing pretty well. Would I take a Hurricane over a Hemi? Yes, I will. If I was buying a 1500, I would buy it with the Hurricane all day long, without question, without fail, without consideration. I do not want a Hemi. I'm in a Hemi. I'm in a 6.4 Hemi right now. Okay, is it a good motor? Yeah. Would I prefer to have the Hurricane standard output in this or the Hurricane high output in this? Oh, you bet you I would. Most definitely. I love the power of that motor. I love how smooth it is. I love the way it drives. I love everything about it. No offense to any V8 that anybody wants, even at gas mileage. Okay, here, let me show you. Now, we're spending a ton of time in the woods, but let's look. How's that for gas mileage with a Hemi? Woo, God bless the Hemi. Hemi's amazing. Love the Hemi. Woohoo, Hemi. 6.4 Hemi. See that right there? Doesn't that make you real warm and fuzzy? Not me. So, point worth considering. Me, Hurricane, all day long. I love that motor, and that's exactly what I would take. Without question, without fail, period. Now, we'll get into the HDs and talk HDs and HD motors. But all right, let's take a quick second, mention our sponsor of this video here, Last-Fit. Full done. If you guys know me, you know I love Last-Fit stuff. Their mats are amazing. We put one in Tina's long time ago. There it is right there. This is it, the Last-Fit bed mat. Look at the fit and the coverage of this thing. It's just so well done. They do these things so good. Just took it out of the box, which you can see sitting right there. And we just put it in, but we have both. We got the bed mat And we have the tailgate cover. Look at this, tailgate cover on here. Just real simple, just replace your bolts with it. We have that mat in here, look at this thing. It will form and conform and lay flat right in and follow the contours of this, just like what happens in this one. How, you know, this was the same way when I got this one. Look at how perfectly it fits right now. How excellent that is. So nice, no slip, and look at how deep this thing trays. What that means is that I can just easily slide this out and dump it if I got crap in there. People don't understand these, but these ridges that we see right in here, these are gear stopper ridges. Okay, so what that means is the gear won't slide. So like my battery system here, if I put that here, it will not slide forward. It does not come past those. And much better on your knees. Look at that. Okay, you don't get that aggressiveness of this, and your gear is not getting wrecked and ruined by that sandpaper effect. These guys do better than you could ever imagine. The Hemi also is coming with e-torque. The 3.6 also comes with e-torque. They are two separate systems made by two different companies. So they are not the same e-torque system. That bugs me. I am not a fan of that. However, it's better than a full true hybrid. It is simple. It is pretty easy to maintain and work on and replace, and so it's not horrible, but it sure would have been a heck of a lot nicer if they just got rid of the MDS and got rid of the e-torque and got rid of all that crap in the Hemi and just left the 5.7 as it was, since they were bringing it back anyway, but that is not the route they chose to go. I just don't see the advantages to it other than a protest badge on the side being kind of collector item. And, you know, other than that, I don't see it. So for me, Hurricane would be what I would buy. And I would buy it in a 2025 over a 2026 unless I get the deals. Now in the HD world, okay, the HD world's kind of got some big changes going on. We have the edition of the Express Edition. Love it. If you're a street truck kind of guy running, running an HD truck for towing, for things like that, that Black Express package, gorgeous. Beautiful. I straight up love it. Excellent, excellent truck. If you are a off-roader or somebody, actually not an off-roader, because you do, as an off-roader, they did bring back the Power Wagon Tradesman Edition, which is what we are driving right now. This is a Power Wagon Tradesman Edition, which is like a Power Wagon, but in a cloth interior, simpler trim design. Love this. But you also have the regular Power Wagon, and they brought back the Rebel again, but they also added a Warlock for 2026 we did not get in 2025. Love that they did that. That truck is amazing. It combines the towing and payload numbers, 20-inch wheels, a little bit of a lift, great layout. You get everything. Now, you're not getting a rear locker in it like you do in a Rebel. You are getting a limited slip only in the rear end. It's a beautiful thing, though. That Warlock is an excellent truck at a very affordable price. Same with the Express package. Both of them are very affordable in today's world of HD trucks. And you can get both of them with a 6.4 Hemi, like we're in, or you can get them with the Cummins. So you get options there. Both of them are fantastic. You know, that's a great thing. For 2025, they did not offer either of those. So if I was buying one of those trims, obviously 2026 would win. If I was buying a Power Wagon or a Power Wagon Tradesman Edition or a Rebel, any of those, or a Bighorn or a Laramie, I would go 2025. There's no advantage to going 2026 when the same motor options are available, same transmission, same they're samesies all the way across. Nothing has changed. And if the deals are better on 25, I'm buying a 25, especially with these leftover deals that'll be popping up here pretty soon. My opinion on it anyway, as far as that stuff goes. Now, the Cummins is starting to piss me off. We are seeing a lot of problems with this Cummins now, and the 25s are no different for that. We're seeing issues with these that we should never be seeing in the remarkable, amazing, well-proven Cummins design. It is having issues that are getting very upsetting. So I'm really hoping Ram gets that stuff sorted out and gets it fixed. Fortunately, Ram has definitely been standing behind their customers on that and taking care of it like they should, which we like to see. But it is getting more and more common, and that is upsetting because that Cummins is not powerful, it's not fast, it's not class leading at anything, but what it won at was it was so durable for long mileage use. It was so well proven of an engine for decades, being just an incredible engine, doing its job and doing it well, and people loved it. At 500, 600 million miles on them, they were just working and working great. Now, like I said, they're having some problems, and if they don't get these problems sorted out, then what's the point of having a motor that has less power, less payload, less towing, less this, less that, if it's not going to actually, less MPGs, if it's not going to compare, if it's not going to be a better motor, then what's the point of buying it? So that's kind of getting me a little upset on the Cummins side right now. Well, hopefully that will turn around and they will get that stuff dialed in. But when it comes to the HDs, like I said, if I'm looking for a specific trim, like the Warlock or Black Express, I'd buy a 26. Anything else, I'd go 25 if I can get the better deal. Also, that 100,000 mile, 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the diesels already have that. Maybe it's all 2500s. I don't know. I always do extended warranty, so don't quote me if I'm wrong on here, but I'm pretty sure the HD trucks already come with the 100,000 mile powertrain warranty, maybe the 5-year, 100,000 mile. But so there's no real benefit to that 1,500 warranty that we've been talking about. So that's my thoughts on them. Which ones I would buy, which ones I would avoid. In a nutshell, it basically boils down to, if there's a 25 available, I probably would take it if the deal's better, because I don't see anything major changing. Ram's done a lot of great things, but I don't see the improvements that we've been hearing rumors about all summer long, and all the things we kept thinking were coming and going to happen. All I'm seeing coming is a Hemi in the 1,500 world, and that doesn't really do too much to impress me. The HD world, though, like I said, a couple new trims is definitely a gold mine. So questions, comments, add what you got, put it down below. What do you think? Which would you buy? Thanks for watching.